Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the Blizzard Lizard event in which the Frost Lizard is added into the game as well as the event objectives, so let's get into them. First off, the Frost Lizard, one thing you may notice, which I don't know if it glitched or they just forgot or what, but he does give 2 times Arcane Blade Trait Stones, which they normally don't do on Ultra Rares and below. This is the cheapest they have ever been, only being 150 Glory per Arcane, so if you need any yellow and blue trait stones, now is definitely the time to get them. Earlier on in the game, you might most likely use it on something like Night Coronet or Astral Spirit, and later on you would definitely want to get yourself something like a fully traded Princess Elspeth, so really good value to buy this thing this week. And of course we get the new Frost Lizard, which is an ultra rare despite the fact that I've upgraded it up to an epic, and it is basically just like the Fire Lizard except a blue version of it. It deals damage to a random enemy, then freezes it instead of burning, and then it creates 7 blue gems. So it's basically just a blue version of a Frost Lizard. It has the yellow blue instead of the yellow red. Of course, it has the huge bonus this week because 25% to all glacial peaks and 25% to all beasts. It is an elemental beast, though you're most likely just going to be using it with beast synergy, not with elemental synergy. And it just has beast bond, immune to freeze, which will help some. And it does have the shatter, which is 2 times damage whenever it hits skull damage against something that is frozen, which will be pretty helpful since he does have the ability to freeze. Of course, it won't freeze the first slot, but it could eventually freeze the one that you are going to hit the skull damage on. So a pretty good troop overall. Will most likely be used in various blue teams, may even be used within the context of Guild Wars. Overall, I'd say Night Coronet is a bit towards the stronger side, but it does have the blue spawn, so if you're going to go with 2 things that are capable of making blue on the board, it would definitely be more helpful in that kind of instance. So let's go over now into the event objectives, already blinking because we did end up doing some. A really straightforward one. All we have to do is just kill reds in PvP. Just from doing your natural PvP, you're most likely just going to get pretty far in this. This does give quite a few event keys this week, which is pretty useful because there are 2 really nice moments to use event keys coming up. Well, one is this week. If you don't already have Queen Mab or Borealis, now is a good week to try to get them. Both of them are legends that are in this drop pool. You'd get one of them most likely every 50 to 100 or so. You'd most likely get at least one of them. It's not a guaranteed chance, but of course Queen Mab and Borealis are the 2 best troops to freeze the entire enemy team. Borealis is good if you're a newer player and you don't have the ability to actually trait them, though you could actually trait it this week off the yellow-blue trait stones that you get from the Frost Lizard. But the other one, of course, is Queen Mab, which is the best freezer in the game because she can do it without losing any turns just from taking 4 times and 5 times matches. So it is a good week to use event gems. Do keep in mind, though, the 29th, I believe it is, of this month, which is 2 weeks away or so, there's going to be a event where there's going to be an exclusive legend in the drop pool from Pride Land, so you may want to save until then if you already have those 2 troops. So let's go on to the other objectives. We have to go and win with any kind of beast team in PvP will end up giving us an additional 500 gold. There isn't really any all beast team that'll be quick enough to really go, other than if you're going to use the one that everyone has been setting basically as to defend, the double Cabarrus with the giant spider and the Forest Guardian. That is about the only thing you can really get away with if you are going to go for this additional 500 gold. So do keep that in mind. And if you don't have a fully traded Forest Guardian, you're better off just kind of skipping the 500 gold bonus for the week. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, all beasts have a 25% bonus, and all glacial peaks also have a 25% bonus. So let's get into a couple teams. I'm mainly going to be going over teams with the new Frost Lizard, and of course we also got the Penguin this week from anyone who participated in last week's Guild War. Of course, Penguin's just the Guild War version of it, deals damage, triple if they have blue, then creates a blue storm, or sorry, triple if there are 13 or more blue on the board, and it has a heart to its color, immune to freeze, which most blues have, and it gives +5 to all stats to all blue allies. This is pretty similar to a Justice team. Of course, a Justice team would just be in this order, and instead of a Penguin, you would use a Justice, and that probably would be stronger, but I figured we try this. We have the Penguin, we have the Frost Lizard. I'm just using the Valkyrie with the Queen Mab as the base, and of course the Queen Mab is one of the 2 legends in the event key drop pool, and really good at freezing, really high damage as long as they don't have immune to mana burn. But we'll go and do this battle and see what we can do. He does have Frozen Soul, and that will freeze us, though we have immunity on our first 2 troops, so it will not freeze us. We will want to start with some reds right there. We do need the reds anyways, and the fact that we can take it off an extra turn is great. We're getting some freeze right off the bat, which is pretty useful too, though this team doesn't really need to have the freezes. Oops, I should have taken the red. I just took that yellow thinking that we could. That's the only problem with these kind of teams trying to block your Valkyrie. Normally, I don't block my Valkyrie at all, and that is one of the reasons why. But yeah, I should have taken the red there. That would have been our Valkyrie, which we could have casted out. But not a big deal. Of course, he's frozen, so he doesn't get any turn right there. That was actually pretty lucky frozen that we ended up getting it on his only green right there. So there's the yellow. Queen Mab's, or sorry, Valkyrie's still 1 off. But as you can see right there, we did get the shattered for the twice as much damage. All of our skulls right now are doing twice as much due to his final trait, and the fact that he has 50% bonus this week on his stats, that is 82 damage, and I don't even have him fully leveled. I only got him to level 18, so pretty decent. There's another troop that does this too, and I believe we're showing that in the next team as well, and that is the Ice Wolf from Glacial Peaks. And there we go, we were able to bait him into taking a skull, and there he goes all the way down to 5 durability. Do we try landing this? Sure. 7 blue will most likely miss, but we'll give it a shot. He doesn't have anything that uses blue, so even if he takes it, won't matter too much. Even if he did have something that had blue and we missed like that, he would most likely be frozen on whatever has the blue, so it still would go over pretty well. And we're doing surprisingly well for not using our Valkyrie at all. Haven't been able to get her to that last little bit of mana. Unfortunately, he's not frozen on the one that we need frozen right now. He would die right now if he was, but we'll just take the standard skull, get a really nice cascade from the top there, and see if we can get a Valkyrie somewheres. I'm eyeing the brown, but it doesn't look like an extra turn. Purple isn't, and nope, we'll just have to throw this down. One thing that this can do as well, if we have a Valkyrie or something in our team, will help give us alignment. Now we can do it on red, now we can do it on brown. We have a lot of choices as far as where we can aim this. I think we will go for... We don't actually use brown, but it looks like doing it on red gives more mana. I'm still going to do it on brown, though. So we'll do that. Gives us less mana, but we get to keep the red on the board. So we'll just refire our lizard. Should be able to get an extra turn off of that kind of board, and we do. And we get the penguin right at the end there. Unfortunately, we kind of already won, but I guess we'll slap it with the penguin. The flipper slap. It's actually called a slap, too. And there it is with the little frozen thing. Of course, the storm just makes more blue spawn onto the board, and if we were actually able to get up our Valkyrie earlier, we would have been able to utilize that a bit more. And of course, Queen Mab, whenever there's 13 or more blue, is able to just keep spamming like crazy. And now, oh good, okay, he only has 1 Cabarrus, but yeah, the Cabarrus Giant Spider Forest Guardian Cabarrus team, other than using it in Invade, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be using it in Guild Wars this week in Defends. I already set my team as Defend for, and of course this is what you would use if you wanted to try getting the 500 gold bonus for the week. But yeah, most of the people already know that this is like very overused in Guild War right now, and it's only going to be worse because every single thing in this team now has 25% bonus this week due to all of them being beasts, so that'll be a little annoying. I'll probably try making a video later on teams that can actually counter beasts. The problem is there isn't really any too excessively good beast counters, but we'll go with this. And this is going off of the Winter Wolf. Winter Wolf has Hunter's Mark, which is not really used that much. For any of you that don't know, it increases how much skull damage you do by 2 times on any of them that have a Hunter's Mark on it. And this does stack with other effects. There's quite a few that can have multiple, and any of them that do have 2 times on them will end up hitting 8 times whenever there's a Hunter Mark. This one only has 2, so it will just do the 4 times, the 2 times from the Hunter's Mark that then goes into the 2 times on the Shattered. But something like the I was trying to build something around this, wasn't really working out too well compared to the Winter Wolf. But something like the Frostling this week has 50% bonus and has the double, like I was talking about, the 2 times to the web and 2 times to the shatter, both of which it can do off of its ability. But if this gets a Hunter's Mark, it will do 8 times. It takes both of these 2 times, which is 4 times, and then the Hunter's Mark just multiplies that by additional 2. And instead of being 6 times, it's actually 8 times damage, which is enough to kill pretty much everything, unless they have 75% or higher skull reduction. But yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. I'm sticking with the Winter Wolf version though, because that's quite a bit safer than trying to use that little bug. So we'll run with this. Valkyrie is not blocked, so it'll be a lot easier to get this team rolling initially. So that'll be pretty nice. We also have 2 right up front with the 50% bonus. We'll just take the blue right off the bat. Of course, we get freezes for that, and if we could get it on his first slot, oh, that would have been amazing if we would have gotten that random one on the first slot. Could have gotten it right there. So we'll just keep tapping. Oh, nice. Brown extra turn right there. We can do 80 damage right now to that Gorgoltha, which is pretty nice. I will have to consider it. And there we go. If we can take a skull, which we can, that will be enough damage just to crush it right out. Wasn't able to get the 1-shot, but pretty quick 2-shot right there. And now, I think we'll just ignore that skull for now. And we'll go for... Actually, no, we will take the skull for now. And do 24 damage. And now we can kill it out with the snowball. And he did stay frozen, so we will be able to do that. We'll just throw the snowball at him. It does twice as much damage if they're frozen, so there we go. And now we just need to get our Valkyrie off, and that should be match at this point. We don't have 1-shot, but he should be able to get his ability poke down, which will bring it down to a 1-shot. So we'll do that. Now we're going to be doing a... Oh gosh, we missed. Okay, well that's not good. That's not good. Luckily he got frozen right there, but I do not have a way of taking an immediate skull. We can of course just snowball him, and we can also just throw a Queen Mab, which I think I will do. So we'll throw the Queen Mab, definitely enough to get that off. We'll take the blue off the board, just put a little poke there for a little bit of mana, and... I don't want to waste it on him, but I guess we will, just so he doesn't Corvash us, and we'll just do that. Snow him down. And we are stunned on our wolf, so he's not going to get the 2 times as much damage anymore. So we won't be able to 1-shot it, but we can place the Hunter's Mark. Hope that we get the extra turn off the blue and then go from there. Or we could just snowball it, that works too. And he stayed frozen, so never mind, we'll just go with the snowball instead, and then that will be match. Yeah, things with 50% bonus definitely changes what you're capable of using in a given week. And there we go. Went pretty well. Many of these are actually kind of working even without the Valkyrie and stuff, though the Queen Mab is definitely the main thing helping to put that together, since it does keep giving us those additional freezes. And I believe that was everything that I wanted to show for this. And of course, from defeating whatever reds we did, we end up getting even the next event objective just from that. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything for the week. If you guys still have any other questions about it, definitely feel free to leave it in the comments section below. As far as using all beasts, you'll, of course, if you don't have a fully traded Forest Guardian, you may want to try avoiding that. But definitely good week for event keys if you don't already have Queen Mab and Borealis. And definitely pretty fun to use the Glacial Peak beasts since they're all pretty big. The only one that's kind of useless is the Jackalope. It has pretty much always been useless, mainly because everything mana burn related has kept getting like slightly countered due to Queen Mab being such a good mana burner. So all of the other smaller mana burners like Jackalope have kind of fallen from existence, unfortunately. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful week. Best of luck in Guild Wars, having to face the gigantic beast teams of Forest Guardian and such. And I'll see you all later.